Recorded live from inside a Caravan storage compound. This is the Caravan Coffee and Cake Podcast. Coming up in this episode.
I'm going to be talking Bristol's Clean Air Zone.
I'm going to be talking about Christmas ideas for caravanners.
And I'm going to talk about caravanning and camping at Christmas.
Now, let's join our hosts, John Feeney and Dan Trudgian.
So, I never thought we'd be doing one of these again.
No, it surprised me. I even wrote down a couple of how many views. We had 99 comments, and over 6,500 views.
I'm amazed we've had 300 playsbacks on audio only.
Hang on, that was probably 295 of me, and my wife, and my sister, and then 5 other people.
Angela played it back once in the office.
Did she? So, to be fair, Sarah listened to it when you sent out the first link. She listened to it in the office, and she was giggling to herself. And somebody came over. Said, "What are you doing?" "Oh, nothing."
Oh my God! Welcome back to episode 2. What should we call this one?
Caravans, coffee and cake.
No, the episode.
Oh,
the episode. What would you call it? Because we've got Caravans, coffee and cake.
Episode 1,
which was the first time.
Yeah,
which was very
well
clickbaity, but you know.
But it was good.
What should we call this one? Liked it so much we did it
again. Just for the crack.
Just for the good. Just for the crack. There we go.
That will make more sense as well on Monday, but I'll leave that there.
Oh my God! All right, thank you. So yes. Anyway, welcome back. We've got a lot to talk through today because we've actually done some research this time.
We even made some notes.
I printed stuff off.
We're starting to get professional.
Oh God! And we've got a voiceover guy.
Yes. I am super excited about him.
Brilliant. We've got quite a bit to talk through today then, John, haven't we? Hey?
That's weird doing this. It's almost like we know what we're doing. We're trying to make it a bit... And I've come up with a new word. Now in the last episode, it was fluid. This time, it's dynamic. It's dynamic. We do this dynamically.
Dynamically?
Yes.
That's project management speak. So that is project management speak for a project that hasn't been scoped correctly.
We've sort of scoped it a bit better this month.
We've scoped it.
We've got some back of a fact.
We have some user requirements.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's dynamic.
Great.
Yeah.
So let's start off today's episode with what coffee selection have we got going on today?
Today, I have stopped in to Costa on the way over, and we have...
Shall I do the reveal?
Can you do the reveal? Go on.
Which one would you like me to reveal?
Either. We have a festive, spiced cappuccino.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, to be fair, it smelled amazing on the way over in the car. Let me just get
that does smell very
It does smell, doesn't it? Yeah, go on.
For a man who doesn't do cappuccinos, that's all right.
Because I know we're going to get comments saying, well, cappuccino's really a morning drink. But I like the creaminess. All right.
I don't usually do milky coffees, apart from an occasional latte. I like a good, strong black coffee.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
It's very nice.
Always got that little hint of...
Christmas.
Yeah. Well done, Costa.
Thank you, Costa.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by Costa. Wow, that nearly went south very quickly.
I'm surprised we haven't actually used these yet. The jar is in Dan's caravan, and you probably see that we're actually in my caravan today.
Yeah, we're in John's caravan today. For all those people who are sat listening to this in their cars or doing something audio only, describe our palatial surroundings, John.
So we are in a 2017 Bailey of Bristol, Pegasus and Kona. So this is the 5-berth version. We've had this van from new, and we've done so many trips out and about. We are 2.5 years in.
Do you know what? I much prefer the colour of your wood to my wood.
Yeah, slightly lighter.
Mine's dark,
yeah,
and this one's lighter. And they seem to be going back. Bailey seems to be going back to that in their new refresh of the black edition.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not the black edition.
Not the black edition, no, because I started
Alicanto, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suspect the newer models might be lighter.
We do love the van, and honestly, me and Sarah were talking last night about, again, the possibility of trading next year.
Yeah.
And again, it was just we love our van.
Well,
we love everything about it.
Keep it.
But a fixed bed would be amazing.
Yeah, that was a game changer for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who gave us amazing comments on our first episode.
Yep.
Genuinely, I was pretty nervous about this. You were pretty nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was thinking, this is going to go down like a sinking ship.
Yeah, but it's something different. And there were comments about this, and a lot of comments saying, we love the different format. We love something that's new. It's fresh. It's different. And nobody else has done something like this. So we're groundbreaking. We're dynamic and fluid in the way that we're doing it.
You and bloody project manager. It was really nice, though, to listen to people, because I mean, I mentioned it to you. I said I really wanted it to make it feel as if somebody is sat next to us, listening in on our conversation. Yeah. And I want to involve you guys as well.
And those were some of the comments back. It was people were saying, "Oh, I'm out on a dog walk. I'm just listening to you while I'm out. I'm in the garage. I'm just tinkering around. I've got you on in the background." My sister was listening to it in the kitchen while she was cooking and laughing away to herself.
Do I say hello to your sister, or don't you talk?
Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. Yeah, we do talk, and you'll actually meet her dog next weekend.
I can't wait.
We're doggy sitting, so we'll try and see if we can get the little dog.
I'm worried about next weekend, John.
No, don't be silly. It'll be fun.
I'm worried about next weekend.
Why?
Well, let's talk about that in the audio only segment.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
Now I know why you're worried about it.
Yeah.
It's time for some user comments. Swear jar at the ready, boys.
So huge thank you to everybody, and I just want to reply back to some comments. I have printed off some comments here. So of course, I've got the wrong glasses on. I went to Specsavers. I didn't go to Specsavers. I went to Vision Express. Not sponsored.
Oh yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
In Bristol,
I've got two sets of glasses now.
Did you not go for the varifocal things?
I can't do it because my eyes
go
dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Dynamic. So anyway, so here we go. I'm going to mention some comments here which I've printed off. One of them is from Mark Gibson. Are you going to alternate caravans, or are all the crumbs going to be in just one caravan? Well, there's a couple of things I want to talk about this, Mark. First of all, we're in John's van this time. It's been raining outside, so I'm delighted to say that we've trampled mud into John's caravan today. And there's no crumbs.
No.
Because you f***ed up, and I didn't get any cake. The first one in the swear jar. So there's no cake today. So this is the Caravan and Coffee podcast.
Okay, we'll go with that one. It's nice coffee though.
It's very nice. I like it. It makes up for there not being any cake, to be fair.
Yeah. And what cake would it have been?
It would have been a carrot cake.
Oh, I like carrot cake. Oh, now I'm slightly disappointed.
I know, right? Second comment from James Bell. Hi, James. Lol. Step aside, Fry and Laurie, Smith and Jones. Here's Trudgian and Feeney. Haha, brilliant chaps. Great laugh. Cheers, James.
Cheers, James.
I owe you a beer, by the way.
I did, to be fair. I actually texted him the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. Asked him what he was up to.
Let's get down there in the new year, shall we?
Yeah. Because I suggested something in February. Which could be open.
We could do a thing. Yeah. Okay.
So reply to him a text message. You haven't replied back to me yet.
Yeah, James.
Yeah.
Matthew Phillips, can you do a vintage caravan renovation by the Trudgians? No.
If you're interested in retro restores, there's Seaside Housewife,
Alice. She does a lot of restorations. Yeah, got a lot of time for her. Tracy Crosby, muffins are for people who aren't brave enough to ask for cakes at breakfast. That's very true, actually.
Because you can have a muffin at breakfast, can't you?
Well,
I wouldn't have normally.
Let's just do a role play here. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Yep.
Darling.
Yes, darling.
Would you like a muffin with your coffee? Is
there cake?
No.
Then yes.
It works. The system works. Just flip it around a minute.
Okay. Good morning, darling.
Hello, sweetheart.
What would you like for breakfast?
Well, as you know, I'm partial to a bit of muffin. But is there cake?
No, it's far too early for cake.
I love the cake.
Cake's in the afternoon thing.
Well, there you go.
Sorry.
Thank you for that, Tracy. Yes, muffins. The system works. And finally, the last one, much too small. I can't read it because I've got the wrong glasses
on. Steve McLeod. Dan, what you said about the kids on sites is absolutely bang on. They are put in the same environment where they have to deal with getting on together. And bugger all materialistic crap. Just a couple of questions as well. I also had Home from Home with Lynn and Rich. Great channel, by the way. If you're not subscribed to them, get on over to Lynn and Rich's channel. About using the swear jar money for charity.
Right, should we let them in on a little secret here?
Yep.
We recycle the money because it's only a prop.
No, but I think we should.
That's your car park money then.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that should be perhaps something that we could look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Jan Scott, can we get our wives involved?
Well, this actually relates to somebody who suggested a name change for us.
Yeah.
Which was Tora's.
Which also got a lot of thumbs up.
It did actually. So it was Steve. It was Steve
one of the
who
first
suggested
comments,
Tora's Teas and Tarts, and we thought we would interject our wives into the Tora's Teas and Tarts segment. It's part of they're up for it.
Yeah.
It's Sarah, Kelly, and Ange.
Callum, yeah.
Whichever way we say it. They were up for it to do an audio only bit,
Yeah.
so we might just stick a microphone in front of them in the awning and see how long we can last for.
Yeah.
Yes, we are thinking about getting our wives involved in
Yeah.
it because they've got funny stories.
Yeah, and I think it would be nice to have their perspective
Yeah.
on caravanning and
Yeah.
what we're like, and do we get, I don't know, what's it like being the wife of a vlogger?
Right. First topic of the day. I want to talk to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, about Bristol
Gosh,
and their clean air zone.
I have heard about it.
Okay, so people who are unaware of what's happening in Bristol, in March 2021, Bristol are introducing a clean air zone. And they have got a target to reach where they need to bring emissions down by quite a considerable amount in the city centre. And their proposal is this. They can have two zones.
Right.
First of all, a clean air zone where commercial vehicles are restricted, so you have to pay a fee if you're going to use your commercial vehicles within that zone.
Right.
It's quite a sizable zone to be
Is
fair.
this a bit like the London congestion charge
Yeah,
type thing?
yeah.
Right, okay.
So that zone, commercial vehicles have to pay a fee in
Yep.
order to use that zone. And then within that zone, there's another zone where private diesel vehicles are banned between the hours of 7 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I'm a Bristol boy, born and bred. I've worked in Bristol, lived in Bristol, had many nights out in Bristol. I love Bristol. We visit. Well, it's my home city. I love Bristol. That's, people pick up on my Bristolian accent, something or nothing, every now and
I
again.
was waiting for that one to come in.
Yeah, Brett knew that. So I'm a Bristol boy, born and bred. I love it down there. And when I looked at the map, I'm going to show you the map.
Yeah, show me the map. So
I'll put it on screen for those who are interested. That's the map. Okay?
Yeah.
If you notice, the inner zone looks like a boot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, in that zone, there is a red dot, and I've put that dot in there. And that red dot is the Camping and Motorhome Club, Baltic Wharf.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now, that campsite is quite considerably within
that zone.
that zone of banned diesel vehicles.
So that's all diesel vehicles.
Private diesel vehicles.
So a tow car.
A motorhome.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous that they've demonised the diesel.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But you'll notice I put a couple of other spots.
Yeah.
There's that spot there. That's Temple Meads. So that's the train station in Bristol.
Yeah.
So if you want to go and collect somebody from Temple Meads, you can't. You
can't
cannot physically get to
through
the
there.
front of Temple Meads. If you want to go shopping in Bristol, that's the other spot there. That's the car park to Cabot
Oh,
Circus.
that's M32
That's
coming
the
in.
M32.
Ah, right. Now I've got my bearings.
So
now.
as soon as you go past the Lawrence Western roundabout,
Yeah.
it's all you're banned if you're in a diesel car.
From what hours again? Sorry.
7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Wow.
Now here's the thing, and this is the thing I want to talk to you about. I've got no problem with there being a clean air zone. I've got no problem trying to sort their emissions out. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But why in God's name have they demonised the diesel? Whereas years ago we were encouraged, absolutely encouraged to go and buy a diesel. Why don't they just ban all cars, like petrol and diesel, and only let hybrids and electrics through?
Yeah. That seems bizarre. Especially where the site is, the caravan site.
If I want to go to, and this is the crazy thing, right? You know, I occasionally pop down to Bailey and review some of their vans. When I go to Bailey now, I have to drive all around the outskirts, through the residential area, down back streets.
Which is probably doing more damage than...
I'm going to be racing
direct.
around back roads to get to Bailey, because there's no other way for me to get there.
And this is all, like I say, I knew, I'd heard talk of it, but I hadn't really investigated, or I haven't really looked into it. And all of this has been agreed, and it is going ahead. Wow.
It has to go through a couple of rounds of approval, and there may
Yeah.
be some adjustments to the map. But at the moment, that's their proposed map.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But then you see, I was watching TV the other night, and I was watching this hybrid advert for these hybrid cars. And it said, you know, you don't need to plug it in. It charges itself up as you drive along. I thought, that's really cool.
I can see where this is going.
So I thought, well, hang on a minute. My 3-litre diesel out there, it charges itself up along as I drive along by use of an alternator and a battery.
Yes, but you don't use electric power to keep you going.
Sorry, my car uses an electric motor. It won't start without it.
Yeah, but like driving along. So for my company car, I've got a Hyundai Ioniq, and it's the hybrid version. It's the non-plug-in, and it's the regenerative type. And while I'm driving, I can be at 65 miles an hour on the motorway, and it decides that it will use electric, and the petrol engine that's in there will stop, and then the EV light comes on, and then I'm just on electric. So I am then travelling on full electric. So
I'd have no issues buying
yeah.
one of them. I really would love to buy one of them. But here's the thing. I haven't got 39 grand
Right, yeah.
to go and buy one.
yeah.
And also, that car, with the greatest respect, isn't going to tow my Caravan.
No, it can't tow. For me, it's a workhorse. It can't. It's not.
What sort of MPG you get out of it?
During the summer months, it has gone down a couple of MPG over the winter, and I think that's because now, as soon as I turn on, it's saying, "Oh, I need to warm up," so the engine's coming on. So during the summer months, we were 59 to 60 MPG as a combined. They can do more, from what I'm told, but I have the larger wheels on there, and they've even published that the MPG is lower
Really?
with the larger diameter wheels. But I think they're 65 to 70 MPG. Somebody's bound to drop in the comments as to what they actually are. But yeah, now during the winter months, I'm probably getting 56, 57 on combined.
So is that the death of that campsite?
The way you put it, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Because you ain't going to get in and out of it. Look how far in it is.
It is. It's madness.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's
We've been quite serious today.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy, isn't it? That's my topic of the day. Hey guys, what do you think? Put your comments down below. So, anyway, as you well know, it's not long before Christmas, John.
It is. And like yourselves, we're going away at Christmas.
Are you?
Yes, we are.
Oh,
Can't
wow.
wait. And we did last year, and we did the year before.
Oh, wow, excellent.
So yeah, our first ever caravanning away over Christmas. Where did we go? We were down Wareham Way, Poole, Bournemouth area, and we had the in-laws come over.
Oh,
it was
wow.
great.
Excellent.
So yeah, we're going away.
Wouldn't it be nice, though, when you go away for Christmas, wouldn't it be nice to go with fellow caravanners
Yep.
and give them a present, you know, a caravanning-based present? Ooh. But what do you buy a caravaner who's got everything?
I don't know, but I know a man who does.
Let's head off live to our outside broadcast. Andy, it's over to you.
Thanks very much, Dan and John. So here we are in this makeshift studio that is my office. I'm not in a cold caravan. I'm actually in the warm house. Unfortunately, I'm not sipping a nice Costa festive coffee like the boys back there. Instead, I'm on the green tea and honey. Yes, how very poncy of me. Anyway, on to this little segment of the pod, and we're thinking about some gift ideas for Christmas. So in no particular order, these are little things that we use all the time. Some of those things that we've picked up this year, and we have got 7 for you today. And the first on the list is this mosquito LED killer lantern. It's not quite as brutal as it might sound, but this acts as a ultraviolet light which attracts a fly in the evening, and with the electrical current it will zap them as well. Now this does recharge. It comes with a charging cable, and it will last you probably about 4 or 5 nights with it just on the ultraviolet light setting. It does double up as a light as well, with various stages of brightness, so it's got a dual purpose. If you want to hang this in your awning, it will be absolutely perfect for that, and you can have both on at the same time. We took this away with us to Spain this summer, and we had it on every night. It doesn't sort of give you a bit of a satisfying zap to a fly should they go in and hit the ultraviolet light, but when you wake up in the morning you will see that there are some that have been killed. Next on the list is the Tyre Pal TPMS system, so the Tyre Pal pressure monitoring system. Now these are not new to the market. This is something that we have found this summer, again on our long journey down to Spain. I wanted something that's going to give me a bit more peace of mind to make sure that we haven't got a slow running puncture on one of the tyres on the Caravan. And we installed these and did just best part of 2,000 miles there and back to Spain, and it worked absolutely fine. It's really quick and easy to install. There's loads and loads of videos online how to do that. These come in various different options from 2, 4, 6, 8 different wheel sensors, so they're not just for caravans, they're for anything with a trailer as well. It will give you a real-time readout of tyre pressure and also temperature within the tyre, which is useful, and it is actually quite sensitive. We did notice on our long trip down to Spain that on the left or the right side of the tyres, depending on which side of the Caravan was in the sun, you may get a slight degree or two variance in the tyre temperature. It's a nice peace of mind thing to have, to know that all the tyres are up to pressure and you haven't got a slow puncture. Next on the list is a membership to the National Trust. It could be English Heritage, it could be the RSPB. Anything to sort of get you outdoors and give you an excuse to go and see places. This is really useful when we're away in the Caravan. When we went away at Easter around Wales, we did go to Barafundle Beach, which I have to say in West Wales is an absolutely fantastic beach. You can only access it by foot, and there is a car park there which is free for National Trust members. Of course, it does give you a reason to go into a house for free and just something to do. There's loads and loads of activities for the kids to do. Aside from going to see the wonderful gardens that are in most National Trust properties, it's a nice thing to do. Of course, if you're an RSPB member, you get involved with local wildlife and bird watching, that sort of thing. We were a member of the RSPB, but unfortunately we didn't tend to use it so much, so we've gone for the National Trust. Now, next on the list is a microfiber towel or a light travel towel. This is in particular a towel, just a hand towel. We've got several of these. So we have hand towel for in the bathroom, and we also have showering towels as well. Now these are not very expensive, and the great thing is they dry really, really quickly. So they're not the most plush thing to dry yourself with, let me say that. It's not like using your Egyptian cotton towels like at home, but it does dry you off nice and quick. They're super absorbent, and yes, they do dry very, very quickly. The other side is that because they're not like your Egyptian cotton towels for home, they don't take up very much space and they're very light. Moving on to the fifth item is something like this, a head torch. These are super, super useful, especially if you're fiddling around in the dark. If you're going away at this time of year in the winter, it's great to have something that can fit onto your head. It doesn't have to be a head torch, it could be any sort of little torch. But a head torch is really useful if you're fiddling around in the dark when you've just arrived on site in the winter. You need to fill the toilet, empty the toilet, those sorts of things. All those little jobs where just having a little light, bright light on your head is really useful. Moving on to item number 6 is a torque wrench. Now it doesn't need us to say, but you really, really should be checking the wheel nut torques every time you travel. They're really cheap to pick up locally. You don't need anything that's super expensive here. It is one of those things you really, really should check every single time you tow. And finally, one thing we came across this summer is the green Thetford tablets that you can buy for the toilet cassette. Now, we've been using various different products over the course of our caravanning experiences for the last sort of nearly 3 years, and this summer we swapped to the green sachets. We have had some blue ones before. I did a bit of analysis online and it worked out that you can get these, and it is a bit more cost effective to buy the sachets instead of buying liquids, unless you buy the super concentrated type. But the great thing with the green Thetford tablets is that they are environmentally friendly. So if you go on the continent, you might need to be using green chemicals, but they are better. They can go down your normal toilet at home. The great thing with the sachets is that it's pre-dosed. You throw one of those into the cassette, add a couple of litres of water, it will do its magic. and then that's it, you are done. No measuring out, none of that nonsense. You literally just take one out of the box, throw it in the toilet, and there you go. And that rounds up 7 little ideas for some Christmas gifts for caravanners. And over to you guys back in the studio.
Yes. Have you seen his last video on the Spain trip?
Oh, is he looking a bit buff, is he?
You know that Daniel Craig coming out of the water scene?
Oh, good grief.
I'm sure he'd done that on purpose. The
Really?
camera was set up on the beach. It was
Listen,
sand.
I'm not going to go and
waves
watch that.
coming in.
I'm not going to watch that with Angela because you know what Angela's like
Yeah.
with Andy.
Well, we saw it, the naked chef at Tourfest.
With his oh, here he is.
Talk of the devil.
Hi, Andy. It's Dan. Please do not swear. You're live on the podcast.
How are you?
I'm all right. When I say Andy, you say Morley. Andy.
Morley.
Yay!
You are recording this now?
Yeah, we are
we're-
in my caravan.
We're in John's van and we're recording you live on the radio. On
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And thank you as well for doing the bit on the Christmas presents. Really good, mate. Absolutely spot on.
Do you know what? We really loved those gift ideas for Christmas. I particularly liked the first one you did.
Yeah.
John liked the middle one.
Yep.
And I think I'm going to suggest to Angela, maybe Sarah,
Yeah.
that they go and look at the last one that you
Definitely.
highlighted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to go and do. So the question I've got for you is, when are you actually going to record this?
This weekend?
Oh, good lad. Well done.
Correct answer.
Correct answer. Thank you. Great ideas, mate. Love it.
Yeah.
Boys, I'm,
He's speechless.
yeah. It's been a week.
Yeah. Going to get some more money ready, yeah?
Yeah, this is why I'm maybe not making any sense, because I'm struggling to remember what on earth we talked about.
Well, I mean, that's just a Friday afternoon feeling anyway, isn't it?
It is a little bit, yeah. It is a little bit.
Well, we're sat here in a storage yard. It's dark outside. We're drinking Christmas-flavoured coffees. We're freezing our off. And we're just literally having fun recording this podcast. We've already convinced the world that my 3-litre diesel is actually a hybrid.
Nice one. Well, I suppose this gas guzzling 2.2 litre Nissan Navara is also a hybrid, if that's the case.
Exactly. You're driving around.
Oh, one thing actually.
Yeah.
Scoop for today. I've got a guess who.
Oh, go on then.
Ooh.
And guess who?
You like Dave?
Who did I see
All
at
right then.
Knutsford Services this morning?
Knutsford.
And
Okay.
I'll give you a clue. They were at TF19.
Ooh.
They were at TF19.
At Knutsford.
Okay. Is it a he?
Yes.
Okay. Do they tow a caravan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Are they
They
middle-aged?
weren't towing a caravan today, I might say.
No,
All
okay.
right, okay.
Are they middle-aged?
He's going to be polite now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Isn't almost everybody that owns a caravan? Does that rule anybody out?
No, it didn't rule anybody out. That's okay. Are they from the north of England?
No.
Are they from the south of England?
No.
Oh. Are they from the Midlands? Done it again.
No.
Oh.
Are they from Wales?
No.
Oh.
They're from Scotland?
Yeah.
No.
Not Dave Brown.
Yeah, it was Dave Brown.
Hooray! Fantastic.
Brown.
What was Dave doing down there?
I was like, hello, what are you doing here? Where are you going? Manchester? Oh, so am I.
Oh, did you race him then in his big HGV?
No, absolutely not. He raced me to the Thunderbox, so yeah. You might want to edit that bit out as well.
Yeah, I might, yeah, or not.
Now, yeah, okay. Never heard that saying before.
What, the Thunderbolt?
Yeah, never.
Oh, for God's sakes, John, you haven't lived.
No, I know.
My
I've
word.
led a sheltered life.
Oh God. Right, dude. I'm gonna leave you to it then. I'll speak to you
All right,
later.
buddy.
All right, Chaz.
Cheers, Andy.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you lot.
Love you long
Bye.
term. So, here we are. We're back in the caravan, but we're back in a different caravan. You can probably see this is not my caravan that we just left you in. We're now back in Dan's caravan, and by movie magic, we're 2 weeks later. So, we had a bit of a technical problem with the recording of the last podcast, or towards the end of the last podcast. So, we've had to come and redo it again. So, here we are, Dan.
We could have lied.
We could have lied.
And we could have said, do you know what? Let's pause the podcast here. Let's go away and have a nice winter break, because that gives us good research and good amount of content for us to then record the week after we've been away.
We could have done.
But actually,
no, we didn't.
I just had a technical problem on the recording equipment.
We had a technical problem.
Yeah.
Well, the royal we, you had.
So,
Yes.
we actually recorded a whole bit and it was really good, but none of it came out.
No.
You wanted to talk about caravanning throughout winter.
Yeah. Which is an amazing time. It's an amazing time of the year. Okay, a lot of people do pack their caravans away and they don't go out, and they miss out on a whole season's worth of caravanning. Now, most modern day caravans will cope with lower temperatures quite easily. Once the heating's on, they heat up quickly, and there's no reason why you can't be getting out and about. So we have, and since we bought our caravan, we've gone out all year through, and this will be our third Christmas away.
Yeah.
So although we spend the first couple of days at home, we then head off 27th-ish until New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And it's great. So in our first year, we went down to Wareham. I think I've said this before.
You've said that before, yeah.
Went down to Wareham Way, saw the Outlaws. This year, we're heading off to Blenheim Palace, and it's great because you see so many caravans. You're walking around the campsite, and so many people put so much effort in, and not only just putting a few flashy lights on the caravans, but I've seen full-on
Christmas decorations.
Christmas decks. They've got big Santas outside.
So
I've
got a funny story about this, actually. The very first Christmas that Ange and I, and the family, we went away, we went to Longleat, and it was the first Festival of Lights, and we went away, and it was our very first Christmas in the caravan. And we turned up, and we rocked up, and we set up, and it was great, and it was lovely. And Angela had to take Chloe to a production, so they went off and left Tom and me in the caravan, warming up, and everybody else started turning up, and then all these fairy lights came up, and inflatable Santas turned up, and literally there was, and we were the only ones that didn't have any Christmas lights. So I was frantically texting Angela,
stop and get some lights on the way home.
So she pulled into Asda in Melksham on the way back to the site, and I just said, just bring lights,
just bring lights,
bring bloody lights. So she came back, and we've still got them now. In fact, they were on our awning last weekend. And we just put lights up everywhere, so because we felt
we've done the same. Well, when last year's one, so we done. What did we do last Christmas? Longleat. So we were at Longleat last Christmas.
That's right.
And that was so much fun. But I'd made up a strip light for the awning rail protector with LEDs on it. I had that laser projector on the side of the caravan
because you were offering your neighbours free laser eye surgery.
That's it, because we were just beaming everyone. But it was good fun, and that's the thing, that everybody gets into the spirit of it, and
So what do you prefer? Do you prefer winter caravanning or summer caravanning?
It's a difficult one because each has their own benefits. I do personally prefer winter caravanning.
I do.
Personally. I know the kids would probably say different because it's cold, wet, and we can't get out as much, we can't explore as much. Although saying that, we can explore because as long as you're dressed appropriately.
Even last weekend, it was only a quick weekend. There was five, six families, and we went off and we had a good day out.
Yeah.
You know, we came back and then
it was bloody cold.
It was cold. But our caravan was so hot we had to open up the skylights. Right. Yeah, and you know that somebody else's caravan got very hot. And so hot they had to turn the air conditioning on. Not us, by the way. No. But no, I mean, I personally prefer winter caravanning.
It is a bit quiet. I mean, you lose a lot of sights. That's the downside. Is you are restricted a little bit more on where you can and can't go. You're a little bit more restricted on setup because most of them now are hard standing pitches. You can't go on the grass; it will just chew it up.
Do you pack your van differently in winter than in summer?
Ooh, now there's a good question. No, we're fairly. No, well, yes, no, we don't take the big awning, so we'll just take our lightweight sun camp porch awning,
Yeah.
because it's easy to put up.
Yeah.
If it gets wet, inevitably it's going to get damp, whether or not it's raining or just from condensation. So even when we got back last weekend, Sunday, the awning's out, it's up on the side of the house and drying it out. So yeah, we tend to take the smaller awning.
So you don't pack differently at all for summer?
Clothes-wise, no. Food the same.
We do.
Do you?
Yeah, we do, because we suffer from that old problem, which is the unspoken truth of storage.
Yeah.
Which is your caravan is set up for every eventuality.
Yes.
Ever.
Wow.
And everything is in your van. So if you go to a service pitch, well, you keep your service pitch kit in the caravan. If you're going winter caravanning, you've got all your walking boots and your muddy gear. If you go in summer, then you've got your games. So everything stays in the van.
It's a good point.
We take everything out, and then we've just got crates of stuff that we put back into the van.
Right.
So typically, we have walking boots, which go back into the caravan, which is a big hole.
And they stay with the van for winter caravan.
Yeah, and they stay in the winter caravan. For summer, we just don't use them.
Yeah.
So we've got
That's a
wellies,
good point.
big walking boots, bits and bobs like that.
Yeah, we do the same, but we don't keep it in the van. So a lot of our closed travel stuff comes in the Caravan. So yeah, like you say, two bags of welly boots, walking boots.
We also carry extra towels for the dog. And
that is a good idea.
We carry extra towls for the dog.
Yeah.
We carry extra towels for us as well, and then we put a couple of blankets and throws in there as well.
Yeah.
So we've got it's two holdalls and a bag of extra stuff. Now I'm not saying they weigh a lot, but they take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, we load it differently in the caravan.
Yeah.
And in the summertime kit, well, we've got outdoor games. And we've got bits and bobs like that we do.
Well,
outside.
I recently took all of those outdoor games out of the van
Yeah.
and saved a fair chunk of weight.
And the other thing as well, generally speaking, the Kadak comes out over winter as well.
See, now we're the other way round. We've only had the Kadak for less than a year, but it's only been summer use. And we didn't take it away last weekend, and I'm probably not going to take it away over Christmas.
Exactly.
So the Kadak is more of a summery outdoor barbecue.
Well, that's it, because that will come out. Unless, for Christmas it's staying in, because I do a phenomenal bubble and squeak on the Kadak.
Yes, I am actually looking forward to that.
It is absolutely great. And of course, last weekend we were away, I was doing roasted chestnuts on the Kadak.
I missed out on those.
Oh, they were sensational, John. So let me ask you a question then. Have you noticed anything different about this caravan since last weekend?
Since last weekend?
Yeah.
No.
No? There's something...
No carpets?
Yeah, there is no carpets. And do you know why there's no carpets?
Yeah, why have you taken the carpets out?
Because they're covered in mud.
Oh.
And that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
We still haven't quite adopted it. We still haven't worked it out. Mud management.
Yeah, see, our mud management is the awning.
Yeah.
And that's why we take the little awning, so that we can boots and shoes can come off in there and they still say dry.
So we convinced ourselves what we should do is just take sun canopies throughout the winter for a bit of shelter so that the dog can eat his food.
Yeah.
We can sort of have an intermediate inside-outside zone, which is covered so we don't get rained upon.
Yeah.
But quite clearly, we need to do something else because the shoes pile up at the front door there.
Up.
And there's mud still being walked in because nobody takes their shoes off.
Yeah.
So,
but would you ever caravan in winter without the carpets?
No, because I've got no shoes on at the moment,
and it's cold.
And it's cold around my feet because obviously you've got those drain down holes in the caravan, and I can feel it.
I'll tell you what I did see, and Sarah picked up on this one. It was on one of the Facebook caravan groups. They'd remade carpet out of I want to say dog bed. But it's I think it's called vet bed or vet something. It's like quite a fluffy material. I think fairly cheap. And they'd got a big roll of this, got their carpets out, used the carpets as a template, and then just use that over the winter because it's easier to clean.
That's interesting. What we do is we have the carpets down, but we have runners as well.
Yeah.
So we bought a set of runner carpets from the Range, I think it was. They were ever so cheap.
Yeah.
But you can take them up and you throw them in the washing machine.
Which is easier.
Which is great. The only problem is they move around on top of the carpet, so they're always wrinkled up.
Well, use those anti-slide things.
We tried that. It just looked like World War III in there. It really did. I mean, there was bits of carpet and fabric all over the place. Of course, the dog screws all up. So, yeah.
Bless him.
Yeah, bless him. What's your top tips then for winter caravan?
Top tips. Take a torch.
Yeah.
Always remember your torch, because whenever you turn up, even with the great intentions of turning up while it's still daylight, something might go wrong. And yeah, I was the weird way to show it, torch in mouth, going trying to get everything set up. Even to the point I turned the car around to put the awning up, turned the car around and used the lights of the car to help me get the awning set up.
So in Andy's top list, which he's now recorded for us, he's put in there a head torch, which is actually really good.
Really good idea. Yeah.
Now you're a man of an age. Was it Orbital that used to do their DJ sets with little torches in
Yes, on the glasses.
It was on
I
the glasses.
remember them.
Because I used to sell those when I used to work in Bath many years ago.
They would be so cool now. Can you still get them?
I don't know. Because it was Orbital.
I remember now, yeah.
This. Yeah.
Oh, I can feel a new Amazon Christmas present coming on now. How cool would we be? We would be the coolest kids on the block with those, pair of those walking around the campsite.
A man of an age.
Exactly.
Knocking on 50, and here we are talking about Orbital.
So I did write down some, what have I got? Exploring, so getting about, exploring, I've put Longleat Blenheim, which is what we've done. Christmas lights, so everybody putting Christmas lights on the caravan. And like you say, you do turn up at a site, and if you haven't got lights, you are the odd ones out.
So talking about Christmas lights on caravan, top tip, if you want to put Christmas lights on your caravan, like this one, we've got a central window, buy those stick-on hooks that you can buy.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So get some stick-on hooks, they don't mark the caravan, stick them on, so they're on the outside of the van, and you've got then something to drape the lights on.
Top tip.
If you want to put awning lights around your awning, top tip, buy a big box or a little box of tiny little bulldog clips. Because then you can clip them onto different places. Yeah, so
see, that's where 2 years now I've been doing that, and I've been draping it over, and it's
taken me 2 years to work that one up myself. When I was sat there,
a good idea.
Stroking my chin, thinking, bulldog clip will work well there.
Top tip.
Yeah.
I am going to actually get some for Christmas.
Do it, dude.
What else do I like? Dressed caravans. So, like we're saying, everybody making the effort. I like cosy nights in as well. I mean, it was last night. It was my introduction to starting to get more festive, and it had to be the only Christmas movie to get you started, which was Die Hard. That classic Christmas movie has started to get that little tingly feeling going in me.
Do you know what my Christmas movie is?
God.
It's A Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Always makes me cry. And I just love it because it's black and white.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel cosy.
Yeah.
I think Tom's favourite film is The Polar Express.
Yes, that is a good one. I do like that one.
And I think Chloe's is Elf.
Yeah.
Just because of the belching scene.
See, we like Gremlins, that other great Christmas movie.
Great Christmas movie.
my Christmas household's a bit different. No, we don't. The other one is Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Classic. And Muppets Christmas Carol for the kids.
Yeah.
Torture them every year. It's like, right, we're sitting down and watching Muppets
I think we might have
Christmas
to go and
Carol.
watch that one, actually.
That's
a good one, yeah.
Walking out when it's fresh. Nothing beats getting out in the fresh air. And that crisp, fresh morning, you wake up, the leaves and the grass is frozen. There's just, again...
The best bit about a winter walk is getting back to a warm caravan and your cheeks are on fire.
Yes.
That is, without a shadow of a doubt, that's the best bit. You come back and you feel, let's have a nice cup of tea.
With this in mind, and I found this last weekend, and it's one that I thought I might do a video on, condensation on the windows.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, when we started, I didn't know about the second latch, about the vent latch. And for our first winter, I'm opening the windows in the morning, I'm washing them down, I'm using a cloth to try and get rid of all the water.
What we do now, because obviously the caravan hasn't been used for some time, last weekend was the first time it had been used in about 6 weeks. What we did when we arrived on site, the first thing we did was turn the heating up to full whack, opened every single cupboard, pulled the cushions out, opened the bed as it is at the moment. Every cupboard was open.
Right.
The heating on full blast, close everything up, because that initial blast of heat will remove all the condensation. Because if you keep your cupboards closed and everything nice and warmed up, the back of the cupboards will get wet.
Right.
So everything is open, everything is out, so it looks like a right tip in here.
Yeah.
But you get hot air.
How long do you leave that on for?
For as long as we're setting up outside. I mean, I'll be honest with you, setting up now takes us about 25 minutes. It doesn't take us long at all. That's excluded. If we were putting an awning on, we're probably talking about 9 hours.
Yeah.
and a couple of domestics. No, seriously speaking, with an awning, I think we're down to about 1 hour 30.
It's good going.
You know,
that's good teamwork.
You know, because
Sarah normally just chips off, takes the dog for a walk, and ends up in the pub.
We all noticed that.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
on the
we all
weekend?
noticed that. Yeah, that Sarah is brilliant at doing nothing.
She loves caravanning. It's so relaxing.
Really, I can't. No.
There's me sweating. Going, the bloody
To be
thing won't
fair, it's not that she slopes off and does nothing. She's looking after the kids.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
looking
And
after
that
the
we
dogs.
do have. Yeah, she's got her inside job. She gets
Yeah.
the inside sorted out, and I just sort of everything else.
I mean,
out,
literally. 1 hour 30 is what we get it down to, putting the awning up, and that includes putting the awning up and setting all the furniture out in the awning,
Yeah.
getting everything wired up and everything,
Yeah.
get ready to go.
Yeah. Does Chloe help out? on set?
She does what Sarah does, looks
Yeah.
after the dog and plays on her phone.
Yeah. So I need to get Tristan roped in. I mean, he's of that age.
She does help me occasionally doing the services. So like we
Yeah.
go off for a walk
Yeah.
to do the water, so we fill up the aqua oil, fill up the watering can.
Yeah.
And then she helps me do that, passing things in and out of the car for Ange. Other than that, not really. So I've got a couple of top tips for winter caravanning.
Yep.
You mentioned torch.
Yes.
Make sure your keys either are in one place all the time, or you have a very bright luminescent type keyring on it,
Yeah.
or some lanyard or
Yeah.
something on your keys.
I did notice you walking around with a lanyard.
Thank you,
I
Thank you, Truma, by the way, for the lanyard. It was very much
I
appreciated.
did spot that.
And
yeah.
because we have lost our keys in the dark before.
See, I am fairly.
And all it was, I
I
don't
was going to
lose,
say a
I
word
don't
that I
lose-
probably shouldn't because we haven't got the jar.
I don't lose keys. What it was, I put the keys down on the floor
Yeah.
when I was doing the aqua roll, and then I forgot about them.
Yeah.
And they were dark keys, black keys, and you just don't see
ain't got
them.
a chance. Yeah.
And so what I would say is have something. I mean, I don't think I've got them with
Do you
me.
remember back in, was it the 80s? You get those little.
Wolf whistle things. But you see, even guys on canal boats, they have big cork balls on them.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, just have something bright so
Yeah.
that you can find them easy.
Yeah. I'm always, everything has a place in a home. You know what's going to happen now. I'm going to lose my bloody
Yeah,
keys.
yeah.
But no, always keys in my pocket, or we've got we've put a hook up in the
Touch,
caravan.
would affect plastic.
Yeah, would affect plastic.
yeah.
Affect wood tree.
If you're going away and you're not putting an awning up, put your shoes into a crate and leave them outside.
A crate.
Yeah, like a box with a lid on.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do next time we go away. Our shoes are going to go into a sealed box so they stay dry.
Yes.
Things don't crawl around them, but they stay outside the van.
That's a good idea.
So you don't bring it into the van. I want to do a video all about mud management in the caravan.
Management.
Because honestly, I mean, genuinely, there was leaves and there was mud,
Whoa.
and we were not in this van a lot.
Ours is pretty minging as well, and we had the
Yeah.
awning up. And like I mentioned earlier, we were supposed to clean the van today,
Exactly.
but yeah, it's going to be next weekend now.
It never will be next weekend.
No.
It's always next weekend.
It's always next week.
Always
It's
next weekend.
Don't put off what you can do today.
Today would have been the perfect
yeah.
day for it. Actually.
Well, I was going to clean it and everything.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
Use a slow cooker.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it then frees you up to do. I mean, let's be honest and
Yeah.
realistic here. You've not got a lot of daylight.
Yeah.
It's daylight from 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
By the time it warms up a little bit, 8:30.
Yeah.
You've got from that until 4 o'clock.
Yeah, at the latest, really.
And that's your time of
Yeah.
daylight. So if you can get some food on,
I mean, we do, as you say, beef, chicken,
Anything.
sausage casserole. We love sausage casserole.
well, we even do lasagnas and
do you?
yeah, we do lasagna in the slow cooker. We just lay it out in the slow cooker and switch it on, walk out.
Oh, I've
That's-
never thought of that.
Unbelievable! It's brilliant.
There's
and we
a good
do spag
idea.
bowls, we do chilies. We cook so much in our slow cooker. It's
Yeah.
the one thing that gets used again and again and again.
Yeah.
But in the caravan, it's perfect. It just sits.
Sits on the side.
And my goodness,
The
it is
smell. The smell. Last week, that beef, when we walked in, I was like, oh my God. It's
Yeah.
just drooling.
It was great, wasn't
It was
it?
lovely. Very
Anyway.
much. But
Right, so that's the end of episode 2, video podcast. We're going to do an extended audio only bit now, so we're going to turn the cameras off, leave the mics open, and talk about your incident with the plug.
Yep.
What actually happened last weekend? Why was I so nervous about it before we went away? And now why am I so regretful of last weekend?
I don't think it was that bad.
Discuss why the wives are not on the podcast, and then I think that'll be that.
Maybe.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
The Caravan Coffee and Cake Podcast has been a Crocs and Socks production. Hosted by John Feeney, Andy Morley, and Dan Trudgian. This podcast is available via iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and TuneIn, with the video version on YouTube. For more information about this podcast or the hosts, click on the notes for this episode. Thanks for listening.